Welcome back. Just getting things ready here. So, tech's a little slow on my end, but hopefully it won't be too much of a problem to keep things running here. Yeah, so, to preface this, I just got back from, the Spiffy Needle Geeks. Ryan is, currently, doing his playthrough of Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. We were trying to figure out how, Poffins worked, and, he basically, burnt the thing on his first go. But it was a lot of fun, but I had to get started on my own stream, which, while I'm figuring out a pose for this next adoptable we're about to do, I thank you guys for your patience, and I deeply apologize for all of the streams that I missed. But I did come out with a new schedule, and I'm gonna try and be a lot more on top of my own streams. So we did do a schedule change. It's not gonna be for this week, considering Saturday is gonna be our first Ravnica session, but for Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are going to stream a lot more. So, yeah, hopefully we can get back on track here, because I don't know what it is, but coming back from the wedding really did set me back a lot, but we're gonna figure this out. So we did this a week ago, but, I did ask you guys what our next adoptable design should be, and, the votes were more or less unanimous on a male elf cleric with a martial fighting style who, wears, cool colors and has an athletic build. So, That's what we're going to be focusing on tonight. All the while, we need to figure out what this cleric is going to look like. More importantly, what weapons are they going to use? I think the pose is alright. Alright. First order of business, we need to look up reference photos. So the stream's gonna dip a bit. Alright. I think I got a decent picture in my head, so... Hey, tablet. You gonna work for me? I knew you could. Alright. I kind of want to give this person a squarish appearance. still don't know what weapon to give you. Oh, hey, Crystal. Yeah, we're just, figuring out how our elf cleric's looking. Yeah, did he, get any better luck on the, Poffins, or, what are they doing now? Huh? Oh, hey, Brian.
To answer your question, no, he did not.
Damn. Yeah, okay. So, right now we're figuring out, what our elf cleric's gonna look like. Or rather, what he's gonna be wearing and what he's gonna be wielding as weapons. Since, we agreed that, he's gonna lean into the more martial side of things.
Alright.
Brian got roasted by Brandon at the end. He just ended the live stream. Fantastic. Okay. I need weapon ideas while I figure out how the clothes are gonna look. Or rather, the armor. Oh, Big Mac. What animated video games best influenced your D&D campaigns? He's not usually the DM. I think... I mean, yeah, mostly, he ran one-shots for us.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to asking what influences your campaigns, I think you're better off asking me those questions, not gonna lie. I have more DM experience.
Yeah.
I guess going into that, a lot of things influenced me. You know, Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, Legend of Zelda, Xenoblade, like, if there's something that I think is worth telling or I wish, could be told, that's how I usually, write the campaigns. Like, what hasn't been tackled yet? Or, what could I have my party run into, and how would they respond, to those things? So, generally, when it comes to storytelling in general, I like to present very human moments, and also how can I emotionally damage them this time? It's not like a set thing. Usually I try to play not only to my strengths, but also what would my party like to run into. Which you answer those questions very early on in session 0, where you set your limits and what you're going to expect in these coming sessions. Characters, that's all on the players. In general writing, though, a lot of my characters are inspired by again, characters that I like. So Alex, for example, her profession and yellow eyes are based off of Geralt of Rivia from, well, the Witcher series. Her tendency to wear green is based on Link, as well as her affinity for swords. Her biggest flaw, being Wrath, is based off of the Doomslayer. And, you know, her general intelligence and detective skills are based off Batman. But that doesn't mean that, you know, she's necessarily those characters. It's just she's influenced heavily by them. Ideally, I know most people tend to say, hey, if you want a compelling character, base them off a real person. But I don't really have a lot of real persons to base them off of. Because I grew up with, you know, not a lot of friends. So the closest thing to that is, okay, what characters can I base these people off of? Obviously, my list of friends is growing, but, you know, for the longest time, it wasn't always the case. I can't believe Ryan got roasted during a battle with Barry. What?
Yeah.
Context?
Basically, Ryan was hoping to style on Barry's grottle with his Prinplup by pecking it with a flying type move. And then Barry one-shot his Prinplup.
Wait a minute. With what move?
Razor Leaf.
Razor Leaf. Yeah, water type. Yeah, that would do it. But when it comes to party members, no, that's entirely on the player characters in question. The thing with D&D, though, is you gotta sort of write your story around the players. So that way they fall into whatever the wherever the roles and roads take them. So, like, for example, Brian, you can easily use yourself as an example, because Kedrot sort of morphed as we went along, but if you could, like, explain how he started compared to where he is now.
I don't know, Kedron's growth is honestly a bit weird throughout the campaign, because it's like, I wouldn't say he necessarily changed that much, like, even at the start of it. It's just that definitely as the story started to progress, he became not just simply, like, you know, like every other person within the party, but he started coming off as more like, you know, the voice of reason type of person, the dad of the group.
Mm-hmm. And,
Yeah, did you guys play Pokemon? No, Ryan from the Spiffy Needle Geeks was playing Brilliant Diamond on the channel just now, and he just finished the stream.
Yeah, I explained that early on. I guess you weren't there to hear that, Big Mac. But
Yeah.
yeah, I explained that as soon as this stream started. I explained that I just got back from that stream.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We are here now. And, again, hopefully we'll stream a lot more often than I have been, because, again, I've kind of been under, a bit of a funk, but hopefully, I'll, come out of it, because, not only do we have a new schedule, we, have plenty of things to tackle. One of the things, I would like to do is not just stream more Link to the Past, but also get back into Dust, because remember when I started that on a whim, I was like, I'm not really feeling Dust right now. Well, I figured, you know, I need to stream for a lot longer than I have been, so let's do both. So I think maybe flip-flopping between them is a good approach, whether like during the same stream or like in between streams. Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, as for the Dark Crystal, I don't think we were really into the Dark Crystal at the time.
Yeah.
I think that was before we saw Age of Resistance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of wouldn't really understand a lick of Dark Crystalness. But yeah, ever since I got back from the wedding, it's sort of like, I guess I got thrown off, and that affected my stream performance. So, those minimal views, totally my fault, but that's because I just wasn't feeling it half the time. But hopefully I'm gonna break out of it. That's the main thing. And to do that, we're going to, after we finish this adoptable, we're the next time we do our third and final one, we're gonna try and get everyone in on that, just as we have been, so I can actually start running them. Because I did promise you guys that I wasn't going to upload the adoptables until I had 3 to share, so we could bid them. And I think I might give that site Jen's been telling me about a whirl. And okay, yeah, there you go. All right. So, guys, again, I'm gonna need your help here, because these adoptables are a very big thing here. So, in terms of martial weapons, what would you guys think this cleric here would have? So, anything from bludgeoning to slashing weapons. So, bludgeoning would be things like maces, mauls, clubs, and slashing weapons would be obviously swords, spears, axes. Oh, I guess, seeing as he is a more, martial sort of cleric, shields or no shields? We're also gonna have to figure out a hairstyle for this guy. A present? No, slashy weapons are good.
Oh!
What? More subs? Thank you?
Stubbies.
This is the second time! Bye! Holy shit! Yeah, 10 tier 1 subs. Thanks. Yeah, you didn't have to do that, but thank you. I don't think even half these people are online. Wait. I know someone else is online. Ryan, is that you? I mean, you're in my server, so if you want to say hi, go right ahead, but... Okay, so, let's get back on track here. Okay, so, slashing weapons. So, sword, axe. That's a terrible axe, hang on. It's better. A spear. Well, I think I see him in the current viewers. Or, daggers. Those look like size. Whatever. They're sketches. Honestly, I'm, feeling axe. We don't see a lot of clerics with axes. Then again, we also don't see a lot of clerics with swords. Like, this guy is, turning out to be a war cleric, I'm guessing, because, they're really good with martial stuff, if memory serves. Axe it is. Okay. Also, yeah, shield or no shield? I guess I'll also ask you too, Brian, since you're another set of eyes. So shield or no shield?
I don't know. I think they look fine without a shield.
Alright, so no shield from you. Crystal, how about you? Reminds me of Lissa for some reason. Lissa? Is that a Fire Emblem character?
Yes.
Hang on, let me take a look at them.
I think that's Crom's sister?
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Okay, so, alright. So it's a split between shield and no shield. So we're gonna have to have a tiebreaker here. Okay, there's a quarter on the counter. Let me get that. So, yeah, sorry. So heads is shield, tails is no shield. Best 2 out of 3. Forgot how to toss a coin. Alright. So, head shield, tails no shield. Alright. No shield. Damn it, I'm really bad at this. Fuck. Hang on, let me give myself more space. We're gonna start over too, because that was stupid. Okay, heads. Alright, shield. Jordan can't toss a fucking coin. Story at 11. She's a cleric, but you can upgrade her to War Cleric in Awakening. Well, Cleric is a cleric, so... that's perfect. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Rectangles and squares seems to be a running theme for this guy, so, to fit that, I don't really have a lot of hairstyles on standby, so... To Google. No updates. I don't want updates right now. You know what, chat? I am going to... I'm gonna share screen what I found. So... Screen capture... And we are going to show this. Okay, so, okay, let's get, all our eyes on this here. Which one, would you say would, fit our cleric the best? So, let's, and I just got a spam color, don't mind me. Alright. Fitting the theme of squares. I don't want to go too modern. So, that, fade, like, say, here and here, let's not work that in. Actually, this one could work. Let's give it a shot. I think that works. Wait. All right. I'm back and... Oh, nice. Thanks. I was about to say, what, Nick? Like...
Nick.
Like Nick Cage, or... Nicholas Flamel, or...
This isn't Nick Cage.
Yeah, looks nothing like him. Honestly, with his, bit of his Jarhead deal going on, he kind of looks like Buzz Lightyear, except, you know, with a full head of hair. I don't know. I always imagined Buzz as being bald, but I think that's purely because he has that thing over his head. Speaking of which, apparently the Lightyear movie wasn't that good.
I hear that didn't do so well.
Yeah. I do know it's really... I do know it's plot twist, though, and I'm not gonna say it here, but let's just say I'm not in favor of it. Because it's, makes no sense. I know Saberspark, thought it was alright, but, well, if the title of his video is anything to go by, it's like, Lightyear is the most unnecessary movie in existence. I think that's how he put it.
Yeah.
Like, the idea is sound. You know, hey, this movie is the movie that Andy saw, but I think they could have done a bit of a better job on it, from what I'm hearing. Oh, hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
I knew you were in the chat. Hey, sounds like the stream went well. Sorry about the poffins, though.
And fuck the Puffins.
Fuck the poffies. Anyway. We're, working on a, Cleric adoptable. We're just, going into the line art phase right now. I guess I can show off the other adoptable we did. Where are they? No, not here. There they are. Okay, so the first adoptable we ever did was a female human wizard with a bit of a nature theme going on. So she's a bit more druidic in nature, but the contest may or may not be something I'll have to do a bit of research on at a later point, but stuff for later. Thank you both for joining on the stream, by the way. Yeah, of course. It was fun. Sorry I couldn't stay for the rest of it, but I had to, you know, get cracking on this. Holy Art's been going smoothly so far. Yeah, it's fine. The main thing is figuring out what this guy looks like, but I think we nailed a pretty decent look. Wonderful wizard, and I love her design. Thanks. We just need one more character to make together as a community before I set them all up to bid. But yeah, like making these adoptables is a really fun process. Because you get to see all the votes, and then it's like we're all making a character together, and it's really cool. And I hope people finds these three characters cool enough to want to adopt them. So yeah, I purposely didn't give them names though. That's up to the person who buys them.
Yeah.
I understand. Conflicting stream schedules can be something else sometimes, especially as someone who technically doesn't have a set stream schedule at all. Yeah, I do, but again, these past, the past week, I just wasn't feeling it. Not because I was sick or anything, but, more like I was having confidence issues, but, I'm going to change that. Oh, hey, Fable soundtrack.
Fably.
Fably. I did get the Lost Chapters on Steam. And you want to know what my deciding factor was in between getting the Anniversary Edition and, Fable the Lost Chapters?
Wow.
Controller support. Fable the Lost Chapters has controller support.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Anniversary Edition does not. The Fable theme, for those just joining, was actually composed by Danny Elfman. Yeah, that Danny Elfman. I think the rest of the game is composed by, I want to say, he has Shaw in his name. Hang on, let me look it up real fast. Streams going dip a bit, but sorry. Okay, pause the video. Yeah, Russell Shaw. Russell Shaw did the rest of the soundtrack, and honestly, kind of, did a really good job trying to emulate, Elfman's style. Starting to me all the times I played Fable 3 shortly after graduating from high school. Playing music in the town for hours was the easiest way for me to grind up money. Yeah, Fable was a trilogy. I've seen a little bit of Fable 2. I don't know anything about Fable 3, but Fable 1, just from watching the SGB playthrough of it is probably my favorite, purely because of, you know, it's not the best adventure game, but you can't deny it has charm, because it really does. Also, there's a dedicated fart button. Like,
and Matt sure abused it.
Yeah, he really did. He also, they also ended up making his character into a vigilante known as the Chicken Chaser, or the Union Chicken, and it was just a really funny and enjoyable Let's Play, which probably would probably say more about the game depending on what kind of person you are, but Fable definitely has a lot to love about it. But yeah, the reason why the series fell off for a while was, I think Matt put it best, it was too ambitious for its own good. I believe Lionhead Studios made the original Fables, and they were shut down by the time Matt did the Let's Play. But yeah, Fable essentially has, a similar premise to Shadow the Hedgehog, except it actually does well with its execution, where, you have, like, a way to calculate your, good deeds versus your bad deeds, and, you can be, like, the most evil son of a bitch, in the entire game, and, once you eat a block of tofu, you're suddenly, like, seen as the second coming of Jesus. It's way more exploitable than Shadow's, morality system, because, again, you can do some pretty evil stuff. Like, for example, you can sacrifice, 2 people to get the strongest, ranged weapon in the game. And you can still be a really holy person. Like, I remember, towards the end of the playthrough, Matt tried and tried and tried to be as evil as possible, but he just couldn't do it because his, hero points were just too large.
So, Jordan and I found a funny video.
What's that?
So, apparently there were people trying to do a challenge of catch a paper sheet or eat or kisses, where they drop a piece of paper between 2 people and they have to catch with their lips quick enough or else they kiss each other.
Okay.
So the first two they miss, and they're like, oh Jesus Christ. The second set they miss. The third one, they intentionally miss the paper, just go for the kiss.
Oh, wow. I mean, for some people, that's a good way to hook up. I wouldn't try that personally, but...
But, like, it's funny, because, like, the first two ones, like, it's just, like, a party of girls doing it. Then the last one are just guys doing it. They're just like, fuck it, we're going for it.
Wow. But, yeah, Fable 1, at the very least, has a lot of meme material, which I'm so disappointed that more people aren't picking up on. Like, you could do a Cossack dance, and people around you would be cheering, you know, like they do. But then someone would say, "That's impressive," in the most monotone, wooden way possible, and like like, you could use that for so many different things. Like, you do something so fucking rad, and then someone in the background just goes, "That's impressive." And I'm so mad for Johnny for forgetting about it, like he does all his Let's Plays. Because in his streams, he promised that he would make a dedicated button on his soundboard, you know, related to that joke. He never got around to it. Fuck you, Johnny.
Man, he went that long? That's impressive.
That's impressive. Yeah, if I can figure out how to stream Steam games without, you know, Regigigas dying on me, it's definitely a game I would love to stream one day. At least the first game, because, you know, Fables 2 and 3 are yet to have re-releases, unfortunately. Because they both look really nice. I'm probably not gonna make my character Chicken Chaser, because, you know, Matt already did that. I don't want to copy what he did. It's tempting, but I won't do it. Because, well, okay. Chicken Chaser is a pre-existing title that you can get in the game, because, you know, Fable 1 has this way for you to name your character. I think one of them is Union Jackass. Like, the game has very British humor. So you could strip yourself down naked, and you'd essentially just be wearing boxers with the Union Jack on it. And it's also extremely dry and tongue-in-cheek, which I'm totally down for. I will say graphically, while artistically it's aged well, in terms of tech, it didn't really age the best, because at least for the SGB playthrough, characters would have like carpet faces for a split frame, or you could like talk to a shopkeeper, and then like as it's loading the shop menu, you can see like someone's unwrapped mouth textures. So it's janky, but at least the game is solid. But yeah, Xenoblade it ain't, cause while the acting in that series is good for the most part, at least in Xenoblade 1, for Fable it's kind of all over the place, but you get the sense that, again, it has a lot to do with the game's dry sense of humor. So, some characters have really decent actors, while others are just totally taking the piss. Like, oh, hello there. I don't believe you've met my daughter. Or, yo, Willa and G is low. What's that? And of course, that's impressive. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the best line in the game. I'm starting to turn, get away from me. That is someone's real line when they're like turning into a Balverine. Basically discount discount werewolf. Like, I guess the actor was trying to sound like they were in pain and fighting back their primal instincts, but it just sounds more like they're they're like half-assing it. I'm starting to turn, get away from me. Another one of the jokes they made is that someone was like turning into a bandit or something, and they say the line, but it's just like you look at them and they're slowly just putting on bandit clothes. So like they're putting on the hat and then the chainmail shirt and. I'm back. I just need to let mom know I'm still alive since I was in my room all day, and the only time I got out was going to the kitchen and in the bathroom. And hey, Jen. Hello. We are working on Elf Cleric. We got most of the stuff figured out, but once we get to the coloring phase, I think we're gonna need all your help for figuring it out, because we know our human wizard dresses in a lot of blues, so the less redundant we can be, the better. Which, you know, a little blue isn't bad, but I don't want to retread. Yeah, so if we can decide beforehand, that would be helpful. Oh yeah, and Jen, Ryan's here in the chat. We just finished a BDSP stream. And I'm also, like, talking a little bit about what I know of Fable. At least from what I've seen in the SGB playthrough, you can go all magic, or go all melee, or go all ranged if you can, but at least from what I've seen, there's a bit more bias towards the melee and magic route, where ranged combatants don't really get much. And again, I know the strongest ranged weapon is something you get from sacrificing people to Scorm, the evil god of Fable 1. Which again, despite from how it sounds, no matter how evil of a deed it would be in other games, you can actually get away with it and still be a good person. And in terms of its tongue-in-cheek humor, there's even a book that you can find called You Are Not a Bad Person. Which, if you are gonna go do an evil playthrough, would be hella ironic. Give me a second to think of cool colors. Gotcha. Oh, Fable also has a weird way of leveling up your character. So, it has a pretty cool idea to start with. So you know how there's this adage where you get better with age? Fable sort of takes that idea literally. So, when you get to a certain point in the story and meet people from your past, you could potentially be way older than, say, your own mother. So it's got, like, this interstellar effect. So, you're supposed to be the younger brother to your older sister, but you could potentially be way older than your older sister when you meet her again. And the older your character gets, the more crusty they look. So, interesting idea, but if you really think about it, it's kind of weird. Okay, we're almost getting to the color phase. after I render the left arm and shield should be it for the line art phase.
Yee.
Any other artists out there get ever get that feeling where you're working hard on a project and you're like, okay, we should be done, and then the minute you scroll over or full screen your work, you see that there's an entire section you forgot to do, and you're just like, fuck. There's also some cool pastel colors to work with too, to make it where they're more from a Fey domain. Yeah, Jen, if you could find those, that would work really well, considering that this is an elf we're working with. Which I know, this character right here is rather atypical for elves, because, you know, when you think elf, you think, oh, they're a ranger, or a fighter, or, maybe even a rogue. But no, judging from our choices, we want to make this character a war cleric. Which, honestly, doesn't sound all that bad to play. And keep in mind, Danny's first ever D&D character was Castiel, who was a wood elf life cleric. Which, obviously from the sounds of it, is resident heal bot. But especially nowadays, every class has the potential to heal their party members. And yeah, exactly that. Jen's character is half celestial warlock with some healing stuff. Actually, they're the one warlock class the most spec'd for healing. And divine soul sorcerers have access to cleric spells. I think the only classes from the top of my head that currently don't have the means of healing their party is Barbarian and I want to say Rogue, but yeah, if you know where to look nowadays, like with Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, yeah, pretty much every class now has the capacity for healing. Which is certainly more than what you can do with in older editions of D&D. Huh? What's up?
So, Jordan, I has to start getting ready for work soon.
Alright.
Wow, the music cue.
Yeah. Alright, see you later.
Yeah.
Okay, looking art. Ah, quite a bit to play around with. Okay, so I know I said this a lot, but stream's gonna tank a bit, but we are going to try and download this palette that Jen found for us. Okay. Let's... Okay. Oh, and, these. Okay. Alright, I think we can work with all these. There we go. Alright, I think right away I know what his skin color should be. Ooh, I love this track. Ah, yes, hijinks music. Okay. Where to start? So we don't need you anymore. I already associated this song with the crashing and Barkis' party. Fair. Noble Elf Cleric of the Fey Domain. Yeah. Again, we're gonna let the, we're gonna let whoever, decides to, buy the character, give this elf a fully developed backstory, but, yeah. I'm, sorry for the sudden silence. I'm lurking as I'm chilling, vibing and having some pizza and salad. No, you're fine. Also me, August, hurry up and get here. I hear vampire laughter. No, you're good, Ryan. I'm also trying to, figure out how everything's gonna fall in place here. Yeah, that, no exaggeration there. Ever since, we, put another hiatus on our Crystal Strahd campaign, mostly due to events out of our control. We can't play it till August 13th, but ever since we stopped playing, Jen's vampire problem has been getting worse. So Jen, if you want to elaborate on that a little bit. Not too far. Here we go. So, to explain the vampire curse, I should start from the beginning. I met a psychic who is the real deal, mind you, and she told me I'm the reincarnation of Vlad the Impaler's wife. Okay, no problem. And, yeah, Ryan, that's weird that you're having pizza because, you know, I ordered Pizza Hut earlier today. Wait, Crystal, did you have pizza recently too? And then I started my fascination with gothic horror. And then that's when I started noticing the vampires. Oh god, the music changed. The music change is way too perfect. My parents are getting pizza from my brother because I'm having spaghetti from Cheesecake Factory. Ooh. Yeah, pizza party! From just minding my own goddamn business to boom, vampires. Yeah, and it's like, it's been constant ever since, basically. How's about an Italian food party? Well, that's not a bad idea either. I would just go downstairs and see my mom would be watching a random vampire movie. To seeing vampires, or somehow vampires come my way. Looking at you, Neopets, and oh my god. Yeah, and, keep in mind, Ryan, Jen here is a Wiccan. So, she is, a practitioner of, magic and things like that. So the fact that she's seeing this shit should be cause for concern. We can eat that, and to help Jen, we can get garlic bread so vampires can get away from her. Oh, XP to level 3 did a video on bad homebrew, and one of the things that was on there is a legit domain for clerics known as the garlic bread domain. And one of the things that you can get for your abilities that they wrote down is basically you can just delete someone from existence if they don't like garlic bread. Again, it's low rated, so I wouldn't go looking for it to play it, because its balancing is probably way out there. But the best way to describe it is don't fuck with the garlic bread domain. They will delete your ass. But yeah, pour one out for Jen. Let's see here. So yeah, the most recent vampire encounter was at Walmart. A bunch of goths were just hanging out, okay, no problem, until one of them says, "Hey yo, you going to the vampire club tonight?" And now I have to come up with a theory that Strahd has been keeping other vampires away, so not sure how to feel about that. Yeah, the big bad evil guy of Curse of Strahd has been keeping other vampires away. And I think our exact wording, my exact wording there was, or Strahd's exact wording, is, the only vampire who's going to bite you, my dear Kira, is me. Kira be like, I should feel safe, but I don't. Also, Ryan, another thing, I'm not sure if you know this, but for some reason on this live stream, Jordan and I would sometimes have the same food, whether it's on the same day or day before or after sometimes. Yeah, it's the weirdest shit. Like, I could mention, okay, I had pizza, and then, Crystal would say, oh my god, I just had pizza ordered, and I'm like, what? So, among other things, it's kind of been a running theme, I guess you could say. It's not really running gag. The running gag is, it's been a while, every time someone says the phrase, it's been a while, under any circumstance. you know, like, Stain's song, It's Been a While, which, you know, lovely song, but it kind of does have a good potential to be a meme. God, I pray I don't mean an actual vampire. Well, according to the Walmart story you just shared, you probably did. Several vampires. Because I know, if memory serves, I could be remembering wrong. There are practitioners out there who, you know, basically try to emulate vampires. You know, they would even drink blood and everything. I could probably never stoop to that level. But I know some people might. But, like, no. I think the only blood thing I'll ever have is blood sausage, which apparently isn't as frightening as it sounds. It doesn't, like... It's, the blood is more so congealed, if anything else. So, if you're having a full Irish breakfast, for example, then, they would give you, a white blood sausage and a black blood sausage. And they would just basically be, like, congealed, links of, blood sausages. It's happened a lot. Like, it got to the point that if Jen, Brian, or I, along with Jordan, wonder if we jokingly were related. Yeah, like, human genes be weird like that. I mean, I know as far as lineages go, I know the surface level stuff, like, I am Irish American with a little bit of English blood in me. But I'm also part Blackfoot Native American. And I don't know what other things I am. Imagine, a random vampire tries to bite Kira. If they somehow survive the Belmondo, they're found by Strahd, and, well, that vampire is gonna wish Sugash killed them. Yeah, most likely. Because, where we are in the story right now, Kira pretty much remembers that she is the reincarnation of a Tatiana, who used to be Strahd's betrothed until they received news that Strahd had died back 700 years ago, when in actuality he was pulled into the Shadowfell, which is which is a plane of existence which is a lot like the material plane, but it's not exactly very pleasant. So anyway, Strahd managed to escape, and he found that Sergei and Tatiana were now due to be engaged, and because they thought that Strahd died, and that to see him alive and well is emotional for them, but for Strahd, who was changed by the Shadowfell somehow with a pact he made with an ancient vampire, he did some pretty shady things and ended up killing his brother Sergei. Tatiana cast herself off of the castle walls and into the river below. Her body was never found, but then Strahd was killed by his own men, but he didn't die because that was the last piece he needed to become a vampire. So pretty heavy shit happened, and Kira just got all these memories flooding back to her because, you know, Strahd did tell her all of that on their first meeting, but then he modified her memory because, in his words, she wasn't ready to be trusted yet. But yeah, that's how that's going. And of course, all the other characters have their own baggage. For example, Ricky's true identity is James. His alter is Rickett, who in his final moments he created a big brother figure to help him cope with everything that happened to him at that time. James has DID, and he's a ghost child, and he's got a lot of shit to deal with. Yeah. Sorry, these lines are all fucked up. Give me a sec. This is all kinds of wrong. Yeah, we're gonna delete this layer for now. Also, both James and Rickett have their own tarot cards. Rickett is the Emperor and James is the Hermit. So, yay, they have Major Arcana cards again. Yeah. Yeah, Jen actually is assigning different, or rather has been, assigning different tarot cards for every major character, like player characters included. I actually do have them listed in my notes here. Let me go get them. Some we won't share, obviously, because spoilers, but let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. So, we have Ark, the Tower, Kira, the Lovers, Kedrot, Death, Mimi, the High Priestess, Corey, the Hierophant, Sugash the Chariot, JJ the Hermit, and Ricket the Emperor, as we said. Aster, the Page of Cups. He was Alex's character, the bard that we had as a guest player. Casimir Velikov, the Knight of Cups. Irina Koliana, Strength. Ismark Koliana. Actually, hang on. Their names are Kolianovich in my game. Ismark Kolianovich, the King of Swords. Sergei, the Sun. Tatiana, Temperance. Taka, Justice. Blinsky, King of Coins. Erig, 8 of Coins. Rest in peace, Erig. Vargas, 10 of Swords. Lady Vokter, Queen of Wands. Isaac, Judgment. Axis, 4 of Wands. Strahd, the Devil, naturally. Rahidin, the Knight of Wands. And Ilusen, the Queen of Coins. The one card I'm not looking forward to assigning someone is the 3 of Swords. Okay, gonna play with this a little bit. Me. I wish it was the 13th. Looks at calendar. The 13th of August! Yeah, like, same here, but that's, not to worry because we still have a Boons campaign, which is gonna start on, Saturday. This Saturday. So you have that to look forward to at least. I'm looking forward to it again because I finally get to be a player again, as I've stated many times before verbatim. So I apologize for repeating myself, but I guess it bears repeating that I'm excited to actually be a player again instead of the forever DM. Okay, oh, and also, you received a new quest card. Yeah, in Fable you get stuff called quest cards, which obviously they contain objectives for your hero to do. Um, but like sometimes if you get a quest card or finish an important story event, your guild master would like basically jump into your head and telepathically tell you you received a new quest card or check the guild for more quests. Um, and it can get pretty silly sometimes because, like, again, you'd be right there at the objective and then he'd say, ah, there's an important quest card at the guild for you. And it's like, bro, I'm on my way there now. um, he also has a nasty habit of um, reminding you of stuff you already know. It, yeah, thanks. Yeah, he's not turning out half bad. And I get to play my flashy sorcerer who's gonna make cheesy puns and cheesy pickup lines. And I am going to play as the team dad this time, and he has a penchant for dad humor. Why did they put up a gate in the graveyard? Because they were dying to get in. What, Ix, is brown and sticky? A stick. I used to be terrified of elevators, but then I started taking steps to avoid them. That being said, he's also gonna have his genuine moments, because I would like to try and play him straight if I can. When I say that he's basically Dwarf Optimus Prime, it's a little inaccurate because he's more so based off of Optimus's previous identity before he became a Prime, Orion Pax. Specifically the one from Transformers Prime, where he used to be something more of a librarian. So he collects and reviews data, and that was pretty much his job before he met Megatron. So while he has the capacity for being a leader, he is rather meek and not one to take action immediately. But if you get him talking on a certain subject, then he will have a hard time stopping himself. Of course, he will have to pause for breath, as any other individual would. So, his major character flaw is he is reticent and timid in a way, but if you push him hard enough, then his true colors will show. Hey there, buddy. Have you ever eaten a baby goat or a matter baby? What's a matter baby? Nothing much, sugar. What's the matter with you? Wink. I think my biggest worry is being able to maintain, Alfred's voice. Because, you know, it took me a lot of practice. It took me a lot of practice to reach Peter Cullen's voice. I can only hope that I can maintain that pitch. And also to measure myself as I am role-playing my character. As it stands, I can drag the right vowels where they need to be dragged, and things like that. Essentially, I'm sort of approaching the idea that older people tend to pause a lot more and they speak a lot slower, but they also speak a lot more clearly. In terms of his actual age, Al is, I believe I slated him as 91 years old. Let me see if I can double check his character sheet. Here I am. Okay, he's 95. Also, Alstone is the beautiful sunstone. Yeah, so Jen took it upon herself to, hang on. Sorry, I just noticed that Dana typed in the art chat. Anyway, Jen took it upon herself to assign everyone gemstones. So Al, for example, has the Soul Stone, specifically the orangish variety. And it looks nice. I like it. Of course, there was another version that she did send me, and I think I incorporated that into his art too. But yeah. Don't count on too many optimisms. Because, again, I still want to make Al his own character. It's just, he's heavily influenced by Optimus Prime and Orion Pax. Like, the fact that he's telling you dad jokes should be enough to set him apart for, what character he is now. Really love the color in this character. Yeah, thanks. Actually. I've been thinking about it, Jen. Because, yeah, I think a dedicated adoption site would actually be the best place to put these guys. I just need to look into it more. But yeah, Jen, there is a strong possibility I'm going to use it. Again, we won't really make a final decision until all of the characters are, you know, fully rendered. Oh, hello, Witcher music. Alright, I think we fully colored this guy in. I know my friend Kitty used it, and she had nothing but positive experiences on it. Okay, well, if Kitty likes it, then, I'll give it a whirl. Is it bad I'm almost getting a bye-bye versus Puffs? No. Actually, this character could very well be bye. Or at least, be allies to, buys. But no, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. Okay. I don't exactly want to stop here, though. Because... yeah, let's do this. There's a type of brush that I found. Aha, here it is. Okay, let's try this out. Okay. That's not gonna work. Actually, I do have a question for you, Jen. Would you say that Kira would be into card games? Like, say, Gwent from Witcher 3? And if you don't know what Gwent is, basically it's a dwarven wartime strategy game that's really popular in the fan base. And the objective is to overpower your opponent as soon as possible. And you can set things like weather conditions, and some cards actually get stronger if you pair them up with others, and things like that. It's really involved, and I messed around with it a little bit more in my playthrough, but there is a lot of strategy involved that I'm still not up to snuff on, but yeah. I also really appreciate the fact that Gwent is actually a dwarven game. Yeah, okay, so turns out Dana didn't get the stream notification. It seems like a lot of you haven't been getting stream notifications. I don't know what's causing it. And if that's the reason why I'm not getting many views as of late, then that's upsetting. Because I would like to get more of you guys in on my streams, but if you guys are somehow not able to see the notifications, then something's wrong. Like, I know I'm really bad at pushing my own stuff, but I don't think I'm that bad. Like, I'm very liberal with the add everyone thing in Discord, so yeah. That's weird. I know I still get notifications for streamers if I have them enabled. Yeah. Okay, well, it could either be my followers just disabled notifications, or they're legit not able to get them even with it on. Kira actually loves games. Given as a child, she played so many peasant games with her friends, the locals, and even with Taka. Yeah, you know what? That's a good reminder. Thank you for reminding me of that. I'll be sure to incorporate more game-ish things as we go along in the sessions, especially if you're, like, in an RP session where you guys aren't really doing anything. And then one of the villagers could probably come over to you and say, hey, want to play this? I think Roll20 has games on it. Does it? Man, there's so much of Roll20 I don't know. Like, that thing Boone showed us in Session 0, the initiative counter, like, that would be super helpful to have in Curse of Strahd, so, you know, I'm not flipping through as many screens just to see who's next up in the initiative order. I remember watching someone had a board game called Quattro on Roll20. Alright then. I guess that's something to research later. I also watched one Witcher video. YouTube. Hey, want to learn about Witcher's vampires? Oh yeah, Jen, Witcher does have, vampires in its lore. Specifically, it seems to have a bit of a hierarchy of vampires. So, there's lesser vampires and higher vampires. But there's also vampires that, have a, that are a little bit lower on the echelon of other vampires, and lesser vampires actually have like different names to them. A couple that I know on the top of my head are Catechans and Ekimaras. And at least with how they designed them in Witcher 3, they really lean into the bat theme of vampires. Okay. I guess the last thing we need to do is shade this guy, and then we'll call it done. Yeah, but first things first. Drop shot too. Got it. I'm just like, why YouTube? Also, I watched some of the Netflix clips of the series, and I adore Jaskier. Yeah, Jaskier is actually Dandelion's original Polish name in the novels. But honestly, Jen, I think you're better off watching playthroughs of the Witcher games, because not only are they more entertaining, but they also pay more respect to the novels. Because I'm gonna be honest, from what I've seen of Netflix's Witcher series, season 2 in particular, they fuck up hard, because some important characters in the novels actually get killed in the Netflix series, which goes beyond adaptation, because at the beginning, they were trying to pay as much respect to the novels as possible, and now they're just, like, veering off in their own direction, and it's not a very good direction. Because, for example, Vesemir, Geralt's mentor and someone that Ciri considers an uncle, tries to use Ciri's blood to essentially recreate the Witchers, and it's, like, so far out of his character, because he shares nothing but love for Ciri, as a good uncle should, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Also, waste of a good actor, too. Like, come on. If it wasn't for I want to bring the Witchers back plotline, then I would probably like their version of Vesemir more. And, Henry Cavill, you know, before going into the series, was a massive Witcher fan. Like, I believe he played Witcher 3 front to back. And he's also read the novels. So I'm wondering what's going through his head, when he saw what they were doing with all the characters. Like, please tell me that he did a double take when he read the script. Which is odd because when it comes to, well, Henry as Geralt and who they got for Yennefer as Yennefer, Joey Beatty as Jaskier is a damn good choice in casting. Not to mention, Joey himself is one of the lead singers of, you know, that band I keep showing you guys, The Amazing Devil. He's one of the lead singers, and he's got a phenomenal voice. So the fact they got a singer to play Jaskier is so on point. And he's got so many bangers, which unfortunately I can't share because Twitch and the rest of the internet is a dystopian nightmare. But I can at least recommend you to look up Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, Horse and Jail Blues, and Burn Butcher Burn. All really good songs, and they're from the Netflix show, but actually what you're listening to now is Witcher music. In terms of accuracy, I would rather you play the Witcher games, particularly Witcher 3. Witcher 2, if you can, skip the first game, just watch a playthrough. Its control scheme is not good, but otherwise, read the novels. They're good. I currently just have the Last Wish in my collection, but I do hope to get the other books in the series, so I can get more personal experience reading them, but I know enough about them to get the general gist of what happens in the plot. I'll probably sit down and watch a few playthroughs, especially since I want to see more of those bastard Leshens. Oh, which I will say is inaccurate, because in the original Slavic mythology, they're called Leshies. And they were more like guardian spirits of nature. In the Witcher universe, they're sort of guardian protectors of nature, but they can be just as spiteful as any other monster. They're also extremely dangerous. In fact, I think they're one of the harder things to fight in the games. And obviously, yeah, Monster Hunter did have an event related to the Leshens. But yeah, as a whole, though, I can definitely tell you that the Witcher series heavily subscribes to the idea of the lesser evil. There aren't very many true heroes or villains in the Witcher universe. The closest individuals you can get to that point is, well, Jaskier, Jaskier / Dandelion, Geralt himself, and if you play your cards right in Witcher 3, then Ciri as well, but yeah, every other person either has their own agenda, or they seem nice on the outset only to screw you over at the last minute. It is a dark fantasy story, so if you're not into that, you're probably not gonna like The Witcher, but, if me making Phantom of the Forest is any indication, the Witcher series is definitely one of my biggest influences. Because, you know, it does a lot, it does so much very well, along with Berserk, you don't get a lot of stories that focus on darker themes. While it's not necessarily, you know, all dark all the time, when stuff does hit, oh my god, it hits. I was looking over the part that I missed in the Pokemon livestream on SNG when Ryan and Brian were talking. Oh, yeah? I don't think I was there for that part. But yeah, honestly, the thing I will say that's potentially triggering for those of you who do want to get into the Witcher series, rape is kind of a big deal in it, and sexual assault and all that, so if you're uncomfortable with that subject matter, then look the other way. Otherwise, I think I think it's a world that you guys should totally experience at least once. Plus, there's also some really good characters in there, like both good and evil. And Geralt is honestly like one of the sassiest characters in fiction. That he was gonna open up with that, and sorry, I didn't know originally Ryan was gonna do his Bentley voice for the What If video, that he was gonna open up with that, and honestly I was kind of hoping he did do that, but I figured BJ wanted to be professional about it. Dark fantasy and gothic horror are my things. Well, fantasy in general. Yeah, same here. Not so much gothic because, you know, I've seen so much, gothic horror to, be a little bit sick of it, because I don't feel like, there's enough examples out there that are, let's say, enticing, to keep me interested. Which, honestly, The Witcher, being set in a Poland-inspired world, you know, considering that the author is also Polish, it has a lot in it that is rather familiar to fantasy fans, but, you know, it has its own mythologies and stories that don't get told very often. You know, the Leshens, for example. If it wasn't for Witcher, then there probably wouldn't be much of an awareness of those creatures. But yeah, as I was saying, Geralt's probably one of the sassiest main characters in all of fiction, because, like, especially in Witcher 3, you can have him say some pretty outlandish shit. For example, while you're searching for Dandelion in that game, you come across this woman who has seen him last. And she was going on about another character named Priscilla, and she was saying, huh, strange. Even though they're brother and sister, she don't look like him at all. Blonde for starters. And then Geralt says, uh-huh, different mothers too. Wait, no, sorry, I skipped a bit. Says, maybe different fathers. Uh-huh, different mothers too. There's also a mission where you try to find this Doppler who's been going around stealing things, and by the time you catch up with them, they transform into you, and Geralt just looks at himself and goes, damn, I look old. And there's also someone you can find who says, hey, you must be that famous Witcher, Gerald. And then one of the options you can say is, not Gerald, Geralt. Oh, dreadful sorry. You can make him correct them on the pronunciation of his name. And, Geralt's facial expression, like, going from a bit of a smirk to, like, a gradual scowl as the mispronunciation comes in is just like, wow. And in the books, as the sorcerer Stregobor was going on about his plight, about some prophecy or some sort, the prophecy related to the character Renfrey. Geralt, after listening to his explanation, says, it doesn't rhyme. Good prophecies rhyme. And one of my favorites that I quote to this day is in the games where these guys were going in the tavern and just making a scene, and then they see Geralt, and one of them asks, hey, why's he got two swords? And as Geralt, you can say, I'm a witcher. I heard you asking about my swords. Well, one of them's for monsters, and the other for humans. Just got one prick, though, in case you're still worried about that. Cause yeah, you can play Geralt to be an absolute paragon with a dry sense of humor, or someone who's just completely done with everything. Which, in the books, he tries to sell himself as that, but everyone loves him too much to let him be the stereotypical loner character. Because you wouldn't know it by looking at them, but he and Jaskier, they're best friends. They may fight a lot, and Geralt may insult him, or even, like, throw hands with him, but they're like true friends. Which I will say, for season 2 of The Witcher, when he was trying to break Jaskier out of prison, Jaskier didn't know that Geralt was in the building with him, and he was like getting interrupted because he was trying to, play music. So he got to the point where he's like, right, that's it. You, sir, wouldn't know talent if I shoved it up your Geralt. But yeah, like, it's hard to find a good gothic horror story nowadays. Like, trying to avoid the typical gothic horror tropes is really hard, or trying to do them right. Like, example, werewolves. It's so hard to put them in a setting where they're not lackeys of the BBEG of the story. Or making the vampire the most powerful tyrant being in the land. Despite there are creatures that can totally yeet a vampire, I feel like gothic horror should have more tyrannical threats. Oh yeah? Elaborate. Which, obviously, I know the answer is, don't do this, just do them well. But, yeah, Oh, strap in, guys. Jen's getting excited. And again, for those of you who don't tune into our D&D streams, you should. Jen is pretty much our equivalent to Travis Willingham in the sense that he's the group's hype man. Like, if someone's doing something awesome, they'll go like, oh, let's do it! Or, you know, every time Matt gets done with his usual explanation on what Critical Role is, Travis gets the whole team going like, we're playing Dungeons & Dragons! Or every time they do something awesome, he, you know, he goads them to go for it. Or, if he keeps failing, he just, you know, he leans into it and just has a ball with it. Okay, so when you think gothic horror, minus vampires and werewolves, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Well, dark, spooky castles for one thing. When I think of gothic horror, the actual first thing that comes to mind, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Dorian Gray, and Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Other monsters. I was thinking of the setting, which goes to show how little I know of of gothic horror. I need to brush up. Okay. So, yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that I know. Dr. Frankenstein and the creature. Not Frankenstein's monster, not Frankenstein the monster. It's the creature. But, yeah, Dorian Gray, I'm not too familiar with that character. I might have seen them here and there, but I don't remember them as well. Dorian Gray is a man who made a pact with the devil Asmodeus to remain young so he enjoy all the pleasures in life. However, note the demon I mentioned. Oh shit, yeah. I could be misremembering, but is Asmodeus the archdevil of lust? I'm thinking either lust or greed. Oh, okay. I was right. But yeah, feels bad, man. Okay, so if Dorian Gray were a D&D monster, then he would definitely be someone who is taking a pact with a fiend. Oh, and here's the thing. Dorian becomes so lost in his desires that when he actually looks at his painting, it actually nearly kills him. So he covered it up and hid it. Yeah, that's some messed up shit. But yeah, I'm probably jumping the gun a bit here, as you're explaining, but I can definitely tell the themes of Dorian Gray is be careful what you wish for. And also, keep your libido in check, I guess. Alright, let's, not go. Hang on. And Asmodeus is like, yo man, if you look at your painting for more than 13 seconds, you'll die, and I get your soul too, man. Which, sounds bad. Okay. Next up, highlights. Oh wait, hang on. Doop. Ba-doop. I said ba-doop. There we go. Eventually, an actual demon hunter finds out Dorian's demonic pact. Oh, okay. And did the demon hunter wield the axe? They seek out Dorian and basically say, fam, listen, you're going down a really dark route, and the only way I can save you is if I destroy that painting. Once I do that, it'll kill you too, but it will save your soul. Okay, so, either way, Dorian here is screwed. Yeah, that's what happens when you, deal with, powers beyond your understanding. Dorian, of course, refuses. Idiot. Pretty much. It comes down to Dorian trying to kill this demon hunter or tries to seduce him. Fun fact, Dorian is hella bi. Nice. Kind of reminds me of how Carmilla, the vampire, is definitely lesbian. Also, Dorian is hella smart, too. When the demon hunter set Dorian's house on fire, Dorian had hid his painting in a remote village in Poland. Holy shit, considering we were talking about The Witcher earlier, one hell of a full circle. And of course the demon hunter is like, oh shit, here we go again. And Dorian has a lot of influences thanks to his powers of lust. Great. So he tries to kill the hunter any way he can. Eventually, though, the demon hunter finds the painting, and with one final strike, unveils the painting, and Dorian's soul is sent to hell. So, yeah, Dorian is very gothic horror, and why you don't make deals with demon lords. Yes. Okay. I can definitely see why, I can definitely see why a demon lord would make a good villain, but also, someone who's way too in over their head. So, like, while the actual demon is the greater sculpt villain, the immediate threat could be the guy they're making the the person they're making the pact with. At least when I write werewolves as bad guys. More often than not, they're more like victims rather than willingly carrying out all of their killings. Because I like the interpretation that lycanthropy is a disease. Because, like a disease or a curse. Because not everyone asks to be a werewolf, and it could cause a lot of problems in their lives. So that's usually how I prefer to write werewolves. As for vampires, well, again, you can make a vampire a great character, like Dracula from the Netflix Castlevania series is a good example. I guess it also helps considering that Dracula already was a great character, but in the Netflix series they made him even better. Although, yeah, we definitely need a lot more, mad scientists and, people with influence and, well, to a point, we, with, Jekyll and Hyde in mind, we already have plenty of characters who have, split personalities. It's just a shame that they're often they're just sorry, I need to pace myself. That they're often slated as villains. Hell, I believe in the original story of Jekyll and Hyde, Hyde was sort of Dr. Jekyll's outlet for his quote-unquote base impulses. And the more he began to do it, the more Hyde started to take over, which was the main conflict of the story, I believe. But yeah, in terms of evil me scares me, you could do a lot worse. Indeed, unless you manage to master your lycanthropy. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Also, the thing with Dorian Gray, I should have mentioned he was going to lose his taste for pleasure, and there's certain things he'll never be able to enjoy. Right. Let's see here. just do what we did last time. Okay. That's alright. Okay. I think, our elf cleric is finished. Oh, hang on. During Grey in the D&D scheme of things would be a pretty cool BBEG in a plane that's red. A man tormented at losing his taste for pleasure and invites people into his land to get a taste of what they could, do to relight that spark of pleasure. Probably make him a bard drow or something. And, yeah. We're gonna call this done. We're gonna call you... Elf Cleric. And we're also going to save a CSP file in case we need to make any changes. And, yeah. 2 down, 1 more to go. And, for those of you who are in the Discord server, I'll definitely keep you guys posted. Just keep your eyes peeled for when we go to vote for our 3rd and final character, and then I will go ahead and make that account on that site Jen showed me and open up the auctions. So, yeah. Thank you for coming to the stream tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow with, I believe... Tomorrow we're gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna play a game. So, yeah. Either Link to the Past or Dust. So, bye!